like you. Be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Diorpop. Here, we bring you a daily wrap-up of BTS-related news, small stories, quiet moments, and meaningful updates that may not have been introduced through full-length videos throughout the day. These bite-sized pieces of news are carefully collected, summarized, and delivered at night, so you can still enjoy them at your own. In addition, we'll touch on technical issues surrounding ticketing systems, not only overseas, but also within South Korea itself. If you haven't watched the videos we uploaded earlier today, don't forget to check them out. Now, let's begin. Getting a BTS concert ticket these days feels almost like an impossible mission. Calling it one of the hardest concert tickets to obtain in the world no longer sounds like an exaggeration. Ever since the Arirang World Tour was announced, armies across the globe have been focused on one thing, and one thing only: tickets. The return of BTS as a complete 7-member group has caused anticipation to skyrocket, and with it, competition has become fiercer than ever. Amid the chaos of ticket wars, a light yet amusing story was introduced through a Korean news segment on the MBN television network. The program highlighted how armies around the world are struggling to secure tickets, and one particular social media post was featured as an example. The post showed an image accompanied by the caption, "Is anyone willing to trade one BTS concert ticket for 200 Dubai mochi cakes?" The post instantly drew laughter. Beneath the humor, however, was a very real sense of desperation, delivered in a way that only ARMY could manage. For context, a single Dubai mochi cake is said to cost around 800 yen. Multiply that by 200, and the total comes close to 160,000 yen, an amount that can actually exceed the price of a concert ticket itself. And that's exactly what makes the joke so funny. It feels absurd, yet somehow perfectly logical, because it captures just how unreachable BTS tickets have become. When something feels impossible, armies choose to laugh about it together. This post reflects the solidarity among fans and their unique way of coping with disappointment, by turning frustration into shared humor. The ticket battle may still be ongoing, but knowing that millions of people around the world are going through the same struggle somehow makes it easier to endure. Amid the tension and exhaustion of ticketing chaos, one simple story managed to warm the hearts of many armies. A fan shared their experience of stopping by a fried chicken restaurant in Hanamdong while attempting to buy tickets. It was there that they heard an unexpected story about Jin. The restaurant owner recalled that Jin had once visited the place with his father. On that day, the weather was particularly cold, and the staff suggested that Jin remain inside the car while they brought the food out. Typically, customers would simply roll down the car window to receive their order. But Jin did the opposite. He stepped out of the car himself to pick up the food. The staff member shared that Jin was exactly the kind of person he appears to be: exceptionally polite, thoughtful, and genuinely considerate. Even in the freezing cold, he showed respect and warmth toward others, leaving a lasting impression. Stories like this carry special meaning, especially when armies are feeling physically and emotionally drained. On stage, Jin is a global superstar. In everyday life, he remains sincere and kind-hearted. This small moment quietly reminds us why he is so deeply loved, and perhaps, without even realizing it, made someone's day a little brighter. As BTS's return as a full group draws closer, stories from their early days are resurfacing and taking on even greater significance. One of these stories comes from Director Sun, BTS's performance director, who has been with all 7 members since before their debut. In an interview from 3 years ago, he shared memories of BigHit's earliest days, back when the company was still small and far removed from the global powerhouse it is today. Director Sun recalled a modest company gathering where everyone, staff and artists alike, sat together at the same table. During that moment, Bang Si-hyuk spoke to him about his vision, the kind of artists he wanted to nurture, and the long-term dreams he hoped to build together. He didn't promise financial stability or a comfortable life. What he offered instead was honesty and faith in the future. Those words ultimately convinced Director Sun to join BigHit, even though he later received offers from much larger companies. Director Sun also shared a pivotal decision Bang PD made regarding Jungkook. Bang PD believed that if BTS were to truly root themselves in hip-hop, they needed to experience its culture firsthand. With that belief, he entrusted Director Sun with the budget and asked him to take the most promising trainee to the United States. That trainee was Jungkook. The two of them traveled with backpacks, visiting dance studios, observing the atmosphere, culture, and lifestyle of dancers there. Jungkook, who was still very young and shy at the time, returned to Korea with a completely different look in his eyes. Director Sun described it as the eyes of a tiger. From that point on, Jungkook's growth accelerated at an astonishing pace. Director Sun also reminisced about his first encounter with V, which initially came in the form of a photo on the casting team's phone. Months later, when he saw V standing in front of the practice room wearing his school uniform, he was reminded of that photo and felt grateful that V had made it that far. The final memory he shared was from BTS's debut stage. Before BTS performed, the studio was already filled with fans of other groups. Some even laughed when they heard the name BTS. But once the music started and the members took the stage, the atmosphere shifted. The expressions of the audience gradually changed, their attention fully drawn to the performance. When cheers finally erupted at the anticipated part of the song, Director Sun felt a happiness that words could hardly describe. Even now, whenever BTS's debut anniversary comes around, he replays that stage video at home, remembering the time when 7 unknown young boys took their first steps into the world. From small laughter to deeply meaningful stories, from humble beginnings to a global journey, all of these moments show that BTS was built on trust, perseverance, and genuine human connections. As they prepare to move forward once again as 7 standing together, knowing the process behind it all makes this moment feel even more special. Thank you for staying with us until the end. The Diorpop channel will continue to bring you the latest BTS news every day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next update. Purple Heart.